Hello everyone, my name is Terrence Hendricks. I'm a senior student at Texas A&M, currently pursuing a BBA degree in management, major in human resources. This past summer, I completed my internship with the city of San Antonio and will be sharing my thoughts and reflection of that experience in the following presentation. But before moving on, here's an overview of my presentation. So a little bit about myself. First of all, I grew up around a military community with a very multicultural and diverse background. I was born in Bitburg, Germany, grew up and raised in the Seattle-Tacoma area, and a self-proclaimed honorary Texan since my dad is a native of San Antonio. Because even though we moved and lived in different places, in between, we always come home to good old San Antonio. Also, I'm a working student. As a houseman at one of the biggest hotels in the city for the last 10 years, I had the opportunity to witness some of the work politics that went on that I thought could have been handled more fairly and effectively. This is what actually stirred my passion to pursue a career in human resource management. And I must say that this internship with the city firsthand provided a solid foundation of what I hope to accomplish in my chosen career path in HR. With that said, I also hope that with this presentation, I'll be able to provide some good insights to those who are seeking an internship with the city or any other organization for that matter. Now let's move on and find out more about my employer, the city of San Antonio. The city of San Antonio, COSA for short, has a total of 13,381 employees that is currently serving the 1.5 million residents of the city. These employees are classified under three different categories of employees, that is, firemen, policemen, and civilians. COSA is a prime rated city receiving a AAA bond rating from all three of the nation's reporting agencies. As a thumb sketch, here's an organizational chart of COSA showing the flow of authority among the major sectors of the city's operation. Here you can see that COSA runs on a council manager government system that is elected by the residents of San Antonio. As illustrated, the municipal council is comprised of the city mayor, Ron Nirenberg, and the city council. They are the ones who hires the city manager. Thus, underneath them, you can see the city manager, Eric Walsh, along with the other key staff of the city, followed by the different assistant city managers assigned to each major sector of the city's operation, as well as the chief financial officer in charge of the administration, Ben Gorzel. The Human Resources Department, where I did my internship, is part of the administration section, marked by the red arrow on the screen. The department is currently headed by our Human Resource Director, Lori Stewart. Now, onto the site where I actually spent my internship this past summer. COSA, COSA's Human Resources Department. The Human Resources Department of the City of San Antonio is a big and vibrant department and approximately has a total of 71 employees spread among the four major sectors of HR: recruitment, training and development, classification and compensation, employee relations. HR's corporate headquarters is downtown in San Antonio at the Riverview Towers on Soledad Street. But since my chosen field of interest is in employee relations, my internship site was at their branch office in the convention center on the East Market Street. I reported directly to Miss Stephanie Hobbs, lead employee relations business partner, who managed the city employees working in the convention center, the Alamo Dome, and the Carver Community Cultural Center. HR's departmental mission is to provide services that is focused on the needs of their customers, which are the residents of the city of San Antonio. The department also endeavors to attract and retain qualified employees on behalf of the city with their promotional motto, mission in action, and the renowned slogan of excellence in all we do, bearing the city's four main core values: teamwork, integrity, innovation, and professionalism. As I've always known, the City of San Antonio's internship program has continued to provide many college students in the area with meaningful professional opportunities that have helped in challenging, innovative career paths. That's why I chose to do my internship with them this past summer. Formally, my job title is Human Resources Intern. In a nutshell, the job description of an HR intern for the city were to provide quality HR compliance and administrative support to the staff members and employee relations team members. Essentially, that means as an HR intern, your role will involve gaining experience in all aspects of HR, recruitment, training and development, classification and benefits, and so on. So even though I was an HR intern reporting directly to employee relations, COSA still recommended training in other HR functions to give me a holistic experience to the different facets of HR. In terms of the job duties and responsibilities, as I mentioned earlier, you are expected to fill a wide range of HR roles and administrative tasks. On the screen is a list of my duties and responsibilities, which included posting new positions on job board, assist with screening resumes and applicants, coordinate interviews, assist Human Resources Department with recruiting needs, typing, filing, scanning, photocopying, telephone inquiries, and special projects. Participate on interview panels, attend leadership meetings, job shadowing of various departments, attend accident review board meetings for safety concerns, attend employee discipline meetings, attend unemployment prep meetings and hearings, participate in meetings with union representatives, proofread HR documents, help prepare Word, PowerPoint, and Excel documents, track progress, priorities, and deadlines of various projects. So that pretty much captures everything on what I did while I was interning at COSA. The list of learning objectives shown on the slide actually served as my blueprint to maximize the expected benefits that I would presumably gain from this internship. The objectives were proposed by my COSA supervisor, Ms. Hobbs, and agreed upon by yours truly with the approval of Dr. Wagner, Texas A&M faculty sponsor of my internship with the city. So basically, my learning goals and objectives is to learn all the HR functions and the practical application of all the theoretical knowledge and HR principles I learned in class. That's what this internship is really about, linking theory to the practice. For example, in employee relations, the goal was to learn and understand the rules and laws as set forth under the city's administrative directives, employment laws, and municipal civil service rules so that I will be able to provide policy information and guidelines to civilian employees. To accomplish this learning objective, I had to job shadow and be mentored on a one-on-one basis as a means of strategy to meet this objective. And this was carried out by going to disciplinary meetings, grievance meetings, the handling of small claims, and so forth. Then after I got the hang of it, I was sent out on my own and then reported to my supervisor, who will in turn evaluate my case report, provide feedback on the rules and laws applied, and suggest necessary revisions or issues requiring more attention or further research. In recruitment, the learning goal is to understand and learn the practical application of the steps in the recruiting and hiring process. The strategy used was the same thing: job shadowing and one-on-one mentoring. I observed the process and then performed all the essential tasks in recruiting: job posting, screening resumes, telephone and in-person interview, background checks, employment verification, coordinating interviews, and so forth. The same concept goes with the HR2 functions, or excuse me, the two other HR functions. And let me tell you, the job shadow and one-on-one mentoring strategies really works for me because I'm a visual learner. And when you have highly skilled professionals training you, there is no limit to what you can learn. And the experience will continue to amaze you as you begin to realize some of the concepts discussed in class that were unclear to you, and all of a sudden, just now starting to connect. It's like finding that missing chip. I really did not get the opportunity to work on any special projects, but there was one that really piqued my interest, and that was the discussion of conducting a stay interview survey in response to the city's high turnover rate on its top performer employees. The idea was initially proposed by my supervisor, Ms. Stephanie Hobbs. Stay interviews are conducted to help managers understand why employees stay and what might cause them to leave. The objective is how to keep the employees to stay working for the company. This would have been a great learning experience, but the project never really moved forward due to Miss Stephanie Hobbs' hectic schedule and the time constraint presented in this 10-week internship. Nevertheless, I wanted to share how I would have gone about this project had I had the time to assist Miss Hobbs. I would have proposed to conduct an external stay interview as opposed to an internal stay interview, with internal being conducted by the company staff, like the manager, and external being conducted by an outside party, like on contract. In an internal stay interview, trust between the employee and management is critical to obtaining honest opinions. Without trust, there is a high possibility that true intents and root causes won't be revealed because employees are not being honest with their managers. And trust between management and city employees is actually a major concern here. High quality stay interviews are critical to developing a strong retention strategy. So an external stay interview appears to be a better fit. The only concern here, though, is the budget, as this would have required more extensive work, more data, and more time. Proposal offers an alternative approach which involves creating an independent survey site online, then create a survey questionnaire targeting top performer employees. Finally, I would gather the data, analyze it using the 80-20 rule, and generate a Pareto chart to zoom in on the vital few that causes top performer employees to leave or stay. The Pareto principle is based on the assumption that 80% of the problems comes from 20% of the causes. The city would then be able to focus on that 20%, causing the employees to leave, take action, and produce a solution or stay plan to engage top performer employees to stay. This would have been a perfect team project as well, and I'm optimistic that the outcome would have been of great assistance to Ms. Hobbs and the city. Moving on to success and challenges. Success to me is all about the key skills I learned from this internship, meaning meeting all the learning expectations and the learning objectives more specifically in the following areas: employee relations, recruitment, and training and development. As my internship came to an end, I reflect back on all the skills I have learned, and I realize what an excellent experience it has been. I gathered much knowledge in the classroom, but a hands-on approach has been invaluable. It definitely has served as a beneficial ending to my formal education. In terms of challenges, for me, the most challenging part of this internship is not having enough time to really learn anything, but then still be expected to perform. It was a bit overwhelming at times, especially when you try to compress all four sectors of HR in 10 weeks. And by this, I'm referring to all the learning expectations I have to meet. There were times when I was handed a full workload with very minimal training, but you just have to keep going and bite the bullet. The city offers limitless opportunities, but with limited time, I had to prioritize. Thus, my training was focused more on employee relations as this was my field of interest, and then some in recruitment and training and development. I opted not to train in classification and compensation because, for one, I have yet to take the class this fall. I feel like it was out of my comfort zone. Two, there was just not enough time there for me to learn. And lastly, compensation and benefits never really did appeal to my interest. The city of San Antonio is a prime rated municipal government organization. It's a big organization offering endless learning opportunities. I would strongly recommend it for anyone looking for an internship job. The job is designed in the spirit of learning. You could rotate into different departments, hence gaining a holistic experience. The professional socialization that the training style offers is also a bonus as the intern gets to learn from professionals. So my advice, if you get selected for an internship program, be it with the city or any other organization, you want to make a good impression. You want to show your commitment. You want to be on time. Do not be late. Treat it like a real job. Ask questions and ask for feedback. You want to network. Develop a strong relationship with your supervisor. Seek input from your supervisor, colleagues on your job performance. Also, always follow city policies, rules, and guidelines. Definitely, you want to do this when you're working with the city. And don't forget to obtain letters of recommendation from your supervisor, trainers, managers, and other staff you've worked with or worked for. And lastly, here are the key takeaways that I gained from this internship experience. Of course, the obvious would be the technical and computer skills. The use of the HR software called NeoGov has been very helpful in understanding the practical applications of the steps in the recruiting process. I also learned a few features in the use of the MS Office applications, particularly exporting and importing data to and from Excel, as well as manipulating data in Excel, VLOOKUPs, pivot tables, and so on. But most importantly, I would say the most valuable takeaway for me in this internship would be the soft skills that I know I would have never learned sitting in the classroom. I developed a greater sense of self-awareness, self-confidence, and self-esteem that helped me focus on improving my interpersonal skills, teamwork, leadership, and organizational skills, time management, business etiquettes, and other related professional skills essential to help me better prepare for the real world. It's really up to you to put in the time in gaining the practical experience you need to complement the theory you learned. As for me, I know the experience I gained working with the city will surely give me an advantage when competing with other recent graduates for professional positions. Not to mention the contacts I made with my employer and coworkers that I know will be beneficial to me in the future as well. So invest yourself. Seek your internship opportunity with a positive outlook on how your probable career in the field of HR will be developed, and with the belief that in your future you will be in a position to provide similar opportunities and insights to others seeking an internship. My experience at COSA's Human Resource Department has truly been outstanding. I know that not every student is fortunate enough to obtain an internship that will provide them with as much hands-on experience as mine has, but I wish that every student could, or for that matter, I wish the school would consider adding internship as part of the required curriculum, because the practicality of working is not something that can be taught in a textbook. In class, we learn the concepts, the principles, and the theories to help us understand why one technique or strategy works better than the other. Well, at work is where you can actually put all this knowledge into practice and acquire skills that become the tools of the trade. Only by engaging in human resources can one truly understand how the process works, because these are the things that you can only learn through doing and experiencing. Thus, I believe that theory and practice really go hand in hand, because everything that was taught in my undergraduate classes was put into practice in this internship, especially the upper level classes that I took on human resources management and procedures and performance management. Both I did with Dr. Guardia. Equally as helpful were the classes I took with Dr. Wingert on labor relations and collective bargaining, training and development with Dr. DeGrassi. So to all my professors, To all my professors, thank you so much for laying the framework in place to gain the practical experience I had attained in this internship. My sincerest appreciation also goes out to Dr. Wagner. Thank you. Lastly, to my direct supervisor, Miss Stephanie Hobbs. I'm so grateful for all the feedback you provided and patience you had as I learned more about the different facets of human resource management. It has been a pleasure working with you.